Hi folks, Tim Ritter coming at you from the west side of Springfield, Mo. Getting ready for the big Battle of Springfield talk that I'm going to do tonight through Ozarks Genealogical Society. But right now I'm in Zagonyi Park. We've talked about how the Battle of Springfield that I'm talking about tonight is technically the second Battle of Springfield. Well, here at this park, this is where the first Battle of Springfield took place, otherwise known as Zagonyi's Charge. Colonel Zagonyi was a Hungarian immigrant that had risen to colonel in General Fremont's personal bodyguard. And at this time, this is October 1861, the city is under Confederate control. The Confederates had won the Battle of Wilson Creek just 2 months earlier, and so they were running the town. They occupied the town with a force of about 1,000 to 1,500 Missouri State Guardsmen. That was the Missouri force that was the prelude to a Confederate force in Missouri. They first were kind of an armed mob of civilians that were Southern sympathizers, and so they were called the Missouri State Guard under the leadership of Sterling Price. But anyway, so there was about 1,000 to 1,500 Missouri State Guardsmen that were occupying Springfield. And Zagonyi had only about 350 guys. That was part of his group, and these guys were mostly cavalry. And so anyway, they were coming down here to try to retake the city. They had been told that it was a fairly small number of Missouri State Guardsmen. That was incorrect. And so they found themselves basically outnumbered about 3 to 1, if not 5 to 1. And so anyway, they came down here, and the Missouri State Guardsmen had set up an ambush here to try to take them out, and they wound up assembling down in these trees down here near Jordan Creek, and the Missouri State Guardsmen were up here. This all used to be trees instead of open area with the houses behind me here. That was all trees, and this is kind of where the Missouri State Guardsmen were all assembled, awaiting the attack by the guys from Zagonyi's cavalry. But anyway, they made 3 charges at this overwhelmingly larger force and were able to dislodge them. The Missouri State Guardsmen were not real well trained. They were not real well armed, and so it didn't take a whole lot to make them run. And so that's exactly what happened here. And it made national news. You know, of course, back then national news was newspapers. And so it was likened to the charge of the Light Brigade and things like that. It was considered a very heroic thing. And also, by the way, just happened to be the only Union victory in the year 1861 was this little charge that took place right here. So it's kind of a big deal, and it doesn't get a whole lot of airplay, doesn't get a whole lot of notice, and of course it's only commemorated by this little park that exists right here. There is at least one interpretive sign that gives you some information about it, but otherwise that's about it. So I wanted to be sure and bring you here and show you what happened here, and that kind of sets the stage for what's going to happen in 1863 when the Confederates decide to come up and attack Springfield. So I hope you'll be able to tune in tonight for the Battle of Springfield presentation. Go to the Ozarks Genealogical Society Facebook page, and it will be a Facebook Live event from that location. So I hope you can tune in. And even if you happen to miss it, it will be posted there as a video, so you can watch it later. So don't fret if you can't watch it. But that's tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time on the Ozarks Genealogical Society Facebook page. Thanks, folks. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.